You say there's four main pillars, four main pillars to success with women: looks, status, money, game. What area do most guys lack in? Money. I guess that's a give or take.
Yeah.
In general.
So I've actually expanded that because I had a few coaching clients that were very successful. They had a lot of that stuff: status, money, looks. They were in really good shape, sort of stuff. And I had to add captivation to that list, and also being unplugged, as well. So now there's being unplugged from the lies, looks, money, status, game, frame, and captivation. I think the captivation part gets overlooked a lot, especially by the guys in like the dating sphere. That like a lot of these younger kids that are just like looks, money, game is all that matters, sort of thing. It's like no, because if you're loaded and you're 50 or 60 years old and you've been through a marriage or two and you're divorced, and you're boring, you don't have hobbies. You think you're going to get girls to stick around if you're boring as shit? No, like you have to lead a captivating life. I was talking to this guy one time, and he's like, Rich, I got lots of money. I love overlanding my, I can't remember what is a Jeep or something like that in the Arizona desert sort of thing. He goes, but I have the hardest time getting girls and keeping girls. I'm like, you're kidding, right? We're on video. He calls into my podcast show. We're on video, and I said, you're a good-looking guy. How tall are you? What do you weigh? Okay, so you're not fat. You're in good shape, and you're tall. I'm like, why aren't they sticking around? Well, this, that, and the other thing. I go, what do you do that's fun? Like what activities are you doing that you invite them into? And he's like, well, I do this stuff with my buddies. I'm like, here's the plan, buddy. The next girl that you invite out on a date, like for date number 2, like just do a coffee date. Do a sniff test, see if you dig her vibe, see if she's interested in you. Just do that for the first date. I go, second date, you're going to do an overlanding adventure. You're going to instruct her to pack a picnic, okay, because you guys are going to be out there for a few hours, and you're going to take her to see the best sunset she's ever seen. You know a place where you can do that, right? Oh yeah, I got this canyon, this whatever place it's called. Good. So you're going to park the Jeep there. She's going to roll out the picnic. Da 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 da. Long story short, they spend the night together, right? She has the best time ever. He can't keep, like, he's got girls that won't leave him now, right? Like, captivation is an incredibly important part of attracting and retaining women, because as they say, you can do anything to a woman you want except bore her.
Yep. I think that motorcycle thing is number one, because I never get, throwing her on the back. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the bike's number one. For me
I man,
personally.
I miss motorcycles so much. I'm so tempted to get another one,
I was
but
just going to tell you that. I live in
yeah,
Florida now. When I lived up north, it was more safe. Down here in Florida, you got half of Florida's God's waiting room they can't
yeah.
see, and then the other half drive like complete lunatics. So
Okay.
Take
I
your
mean,
life in your hands.
complete lunatics, right? I mean, nuts. So when I came down
And
here,
there's no helmet laws there either, too, right? So a
no,
lot of guys roll without helmets.
no,
Still.
no, you should see
Yeah,
these guys. I mean, because there's a lot of traffic at 5. These guys go in and out, in and out, and
yeah,
I've had them all. The Harleys, I've probably had 15 bikes. And when I see these guys do this, they'll come by me and I go, whoa. And I just, whoa, I don't know how he's going to make it. And down here, what's funny is the cops aren't allowed to chase him because,
really.
it's a risk of
It's
more
too
of a
dangerous.
crash.
Yeah,
Yeah. But every single week, I get this tempted to go back and get, because I miss that so much. And when
yeah,
you do have a girl, there's nothing like it. You can be
yeah,
fighting for hours about some bullshit. Come on, let's take a ride on the bike,
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you get a gal on the back of your bike and you show her a good time that night, yeah, man, she's totally hooked.
Game over.
Yeah.
And what was the other one that you added? I thought it would have been charisma.
Well, charisma is part of like having game with women. It's like built into that. So again, it's unplugging or being unplugged from society's lives, because truthfully, women don't want sheep, right? Like they want to be with a giant. They want to be with a strong, virtuous man that leads. You got to be good looking, right? Like you can't have bad style, bad clothing, unkept, untidy. You got to make the most out of what you get. If you're losing your hair, shave your head. If you're losing your hair, get a hair transplant, if that's an option. Like just do something, right? So the looks component, having money, you can't be poor. Women like successful men. Men are success objects. So get your money sorted out. Status, having a nice online presence is great. You don't need much. You don't have to be an influencer or anything like that, or have a podcast or anything. But if you're competent, you're funny, you do good things, you have good friends, you have a good social network, take some pictures while you're out and post them on Instagram. When you meet women, they're like, hey, what's your Instagram? They want to look you up. They want to do their research on you, especially with their committee, right? So there's that. Having some status. When I walk into the sushi restaurant that I frequent, there's this boutique one where the Japanese guy, it's a very small place, like 4 or 5 tables. Mr. Cooper, like they show the respect. They bring they bring to you what you want when you want it, right? They're very
and they know your name. Status, they know you by name.
Yeah, they know your name, right?
That's a big thing.
Having some game with women, knowing how to play them, and not play them in a detrimental or a mean way, but know how to be playful with women, right? Like game is part of that. Having frame. So again, you set healthy boundaries around the relationship. Hey, Rich, I want to claim you. I don't want to share you. Where do we stand? Okay, cool. But I don't take women seriously that post provocative pictures on social media. So where do we stand with that, first of all, sort of thing. Like that's what frame is, having some boundaries with women, sort of thing. And of course there's the captivation, which is the 7th one.
What is it with these guys? Like their hairline's almost back to their neck, and they just don't shave it. They don't shave. And even LeBron James, he's been down here and got 37. I mean, the guy's got a ton of money. He's got 37 hair transplants. Just shave it. Like, what is it with this? Either. Like, just shave the shit.
I don't know. Some people are like, I don't like the shape of my head, or they got moles on their head, or whatever reason. I don't know. It's like the whole Seinfeld episode when Elaine was making fun of George. And it's like, you're just holding on to scraps. That always stuck with me. It's like, I kept the hair as long as I did. And then when it wasn't working out, then I just clipped it down and I shaved it. Right. Like, so what? It's just hair. Right. Like, I have no like, okay, there's some women that don't like guys that are bald. Fine. There's like 70% of the population that still does. Who cares? Right? Like, it doesn't matter. But people get very, very self-conscious about things like that.
It's not, and even like the actors, I've seen them do it. They'll play big roles in movies.
Yeah, what's his name? Matthew McConaughey. Like, his hairline is a mystery, right? Like, it's gotten better and better over time, and possibly better and better over time, right? There's entire YouTube channels that are dedicated to analyzing somebody's hairline when they got their grafts, how they did it. It's like the obsession is real, right?
You should see Bradley Cooper's. We have Bradley Cooper coming out. We had joked with him prior. They have the fucking doctor that he went to build a site, and in his SEO, it's like Bradley Cooper's hair transplant guy. Yeah. And then you could find 50 sites of his hair graft or whatever, and it wasn't that much. And they're so obsessed with that, and that's it's just self-conscious, right?
Well, there's guys that will break their legs now to gain 2 or 3 inches in height. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, I'd love to be 6 foot tall.
How insane do you have to be to break your freaking legs to gain 2 or 3 inches in height?
What do they do?
To realistically get a very low tier chick, anyway. At the end of the day,
Rich, break your leg.
What do they do? Stem cells?
That's fucking nuts.
No. They literally break their thigh legs, and then they insert this pusher mechanism that slowly stretches out, and bone fills in the vacant space. It's very painful. There's videos on YouTube about people that have done this. Apparently it's exceptionally painful.
What's the healing process on that, I wonder?
Months. It takes a long time to heal. And even then, your legs will be 3 inches longer, but your arms will be the same length. So you're going to have weird proportions.
You have to break your arms then.
Now you got to break.
That'll be the next thing, is breaking your arms to match your legs.
Nuts. I saw that. Like breaking your leg, buddy. Like, it's that important to break your leg. You see some of these athletes who have broken their legs, and like, are you nuts? Like, you go into the doctor and put your leg up there and say, yes, sir, I'd like 2 fucking inches. Break my leg, or break my 2 legs, and then show me how to walk again too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have friends that told me that they were contemplating. I said, if you do that, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. You can fuck off. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.